All right, let's take actually a closer look at some of these books. Now, the one we started with, the story with your friend, The Virtue of Selfishness. What's inside the cover of that? Let's look at that.
Sure.
Because that is an intriguing title, The Virtue of Selfishness. And what Ayn Rand is talking about in that book is her ethics. And we have a series of essays where she lays out what her view of ethics is and how it would work in the world. So one of the interesting starting points for me is the essay, The Ethics of Emergencies. Now, we often hear about ethics put in the terms of emergencies. You hear of ethical dilemmas, right? You and I are in a lifeboat. We have food for one of us. There's no help in sight. Who should get the food, me or you? And how would we decide that? So often we hear about ethics being put in terms of these just very rare situations where we have to choose who should sacrifice, me or you, right? Now, Rand rejected that view of ethics. Now, in the essay, she does answer the question about what one should do in an emergency, but her view is that ethics is not about the emergency situation. Ethics is about how one interacts with other people in day-to-day life. Ethics provides a guide to decide what actions to take and not take vis-a-vis other people. So from her point of view, ethics is not about the emergency situation, it's about life.
Yes, and it's even more than just how to deal with other people. That's definitely an important part. I think it's even more, how do you guide your own life, your own individual course in life, and the necessary judgment that goes in with that. And I think she's also pushing back on the conventional view, which you've indicated is wrapped up with the idea that sacrifice is inevitable. The question is to whom and for what? And is it society, the other person in the lifeboat? And she's saying that is inherently not a guiding philosophy because it's not really practical. And that creates this view of morality as divorced from day-to-day life,
right,
from your own values.
The only time you think of morality is in an emergency when you're faced suddenly with the question, what should I do? I'm in unfamiliar, I'm in an emergency. Now what do I do? And her view is you don't wait till the emergency to decide how to live, how to approach those questions.
Typically, morality, as she says in the essay, collectivized ethics. She terms it that. It's wrapped up in, what does society want of you? What is your role? How do you adjust yourself to society? You hear this politically in, will society let the hungry go hungry? Mm-hmm. Who will take care of the sick? And she says, you're conceiving of the issue from a collective view. You should think about, well, it's the individual's own life. He's responsible for thinking about how to achieve his end, how to succeed and be happy and accomplish what he wants to do in his life. And that is not wrapped up in any required sacrifices. In fact, she says morality should be free of them.
There is an example that's coming to mind from the fiction we mentioned.